TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Now, you're legitimately from Brooklyn. You were raised in Bensonhurst, right?
I was raised in Bensonhurst. I'm not going to give you the exact street names now because I don't want people going to my mother's house.
Yeah.
She still lives there.
Oh, wow. What are your memories of growing up in Brooklyn at the time?
Oh, I have great memories, man. It was a different time in Brooklyn. It was more or less controlled by organized crime, and certain people lived 4 and 5 doors away from me, which I'm not even going to say their names.
Right.
But I remember one time this one person came up to me, and you would know who he is. They're actually doing a movie about him right now, and he asked me to go get some cigarettes for him, and then I said, well, they won't sell them to me. He says, you tell them they're for me. And when I said his name to the person, I was 14 years old. They gave me a whole carton. He said, you tell them it's on the house. Then me, I'm like a 15-year-old kid. I'm walking into a social club. I go up to him, the biggest boss of them all. And I say, they told me it's on the house. He gives me $5. He goes, you did good, kid.
Wow.
And my mom got mad because I won the house. And I said, that's what I want to do.
Oh, you wanted to get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bad business, but...
And you kind of figure out who it was too, right?
Right. I have an idea.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on how Brooklyn has changed and become a haven now for hipsters?
Has it become a haven for hipsters?
A lot of the pop culture guys have.
I see a lot of Chinese and Russian coming in. It used to be basically an Italian neighborhood, and I could say my whole block was Italian. Now that I go to my mom's house, it's the same house I grew up in, and it's all Chinese and Russian.
Wow.
It's just changed.
Did you prefer the old gritty days, or do you like Brooklyn now?
I like the old gritty days.
Yeah.
When you get a parking space in front of the house.
Right, now it's...
You can't get a spot now.
What age were you when you first discovered professional wrestling?
Well, me and my brothers, we used to always look at wrestling magazines. I was probably like 14 or 15 years old. We used to see Bruno Sammartino, Superstar Billy Graham, the Valiant Brothers, Chief Jay Strongbow. I never thought in a million years that I would wrestle every one of those guys later at the end of their careers.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Did you go to the Garden?
I went to the Garden. Oh, no, my first wrestling match ever was at the Garden.
Who took you? Did you go by yourself or your family?
No, I was like 17, 18, and some buddy of mine gave me some wrestling tickets, and he goes, hey, I'm not going to use these tickets. You want these tickets? And then I go to the Garden, and we're hanging out. We're drinking a bunch of beers in the Garden. We get a buzz on. We're feeling great. This guy next to me goes, hey, these wrestlers, they go hang out at the Savoy. He says, it's about 4 blocks from here. After the show, you want to meet these guys, you go to the Savoy, and you can meet them. You can talk to them. I mean, they're great guys. I go to my friends, let's do it, man. Let's go to the Savoy. So we're walking because we took the train. So we start walking towards the Savoy. I see from a distance, I go, there's a guy standing outside the door taking a piss. I said, I get closer. It's King Kong Mosca. I said, holy shit, it's like I'm walking into Animal House here.
Right.
Like, he didn't even care who was looking at him. He's just taking a piss in front of everybody. And I said, I didn't care because I was crazy back then anyway. I walked in there, started going, I went up to Mr. Fuji. I said, Mr. Fuji, it's my first wrestling match. Can't you see we're talking? You know what I mean? They blew me off. They blew me off. So I started going to wrestling matches every single month because Garden was running like every month.
Right.
So then after a while, I go, wrestling match, Savoy. Then before you know it, I got to know the guys, and they got a first name basis with the guys. And then one day, Arnold Skaaland, out of all the guys, goes, hey kid, I heard you want to be a wrestler. I don't know if Arnold Skaaland took an interest in me or he was just the most drunk there. You know, but he goes, show up in Shirley, Long Island. He goes, but come early. So I said, yeah, fuck yeah. I go to Shirley, Long Island. Me and my buddy, we would drive up there. I go there, we're early, all the wrestlers are just pulling up. He goes, Saito, take the kid in the ring. Mr. Saito, remember him?
Yeah, of course.
He takes me, he gives me a belly-to-belly, suplexes me. Then he goes to all the boys. Snook is watching, Ray Stevens is watching, everybody's around the rings. They're all watching. He turns around and he goes, heavy. And I thought, wow, yeah, I've been working out, man. It's heavy. I thought it was a good thing, but anybody who knows wrestling, that's a bad thing.
You sandbagged him a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I didn't on purpose.
Right, you didn't know.
I was never been in the ring before.
Right.
I said, it's the same for me, man, because my ribs were killing me and shit. And then I just kept going back. It was like I got hooked on it. Just kept going back.